speaking about and hearing about the legend that is Shane Warne. Delighted to say that we're joined by two of his family members, brother Jason, father Keith. Welcome to you both.
Thank you, Mel.
And cardiologist Jason Kovacic as well. Great to see the three of you here for a very important cause. Ricky and JL, great to have these guys here as well because they want to be actively involved in what we've been talking about. Of course, the Shane Warne Legacy Heart Health Test. I just want to get straight into it so we can get the ball rolling. JL, you're going to do it, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going to have a crack. I mean, we see it's the biggest killer in Australia, heart disease, and we see too many brothers and sisters and fathers and daughters die of this. So it's a simple test and I'm definitely going to have a crack at it.
All right, so straight into it.
Righto.
Got Noel over here, who's going to help you go through it. And Ricky, why is it so important, do you think, to see yourself, JL, get these tests done?
Well, I found out about this initiative about a month ago, actually, and as soon as I heard about what was trying to be created and what they were trying to do with the Shane Warne Legacy, I put my hand up and said, just get me involved somehow, whatever I can do to help out. And what we've seen around the MCG today has been absolutely first class with all these machines around, and the opportunity for free heart testing is just a magnificent thing. I mean, I'm sure that, and I've seen the numbers, like, you know, once Shane passed, the amount of people that were going and getting their heart tested that should have had it done before that went through the roof. And obviously I had a little episode in Perth last year where I had a little bit of a scare over there, so, you know, I've been through all these tests as well, and I think, you know, today it's one about the results that you get, but it's about raising awareness on this as well, and getting us people off our lazy backside sometimes and making sure we're doing the right thing to look after ourselves and look after our family members. And so Justin's in there doing it today, but I just think it's an awesome initiative, and it's one that we're all happy to be part of and help out with.
Because there can be a bit of a tough guy thing that we have in Australia. I think, Jason, can you just give us the, I guess, from the medical perspective, why? We know it's vital, but tell us why from your perspective.
So, I mean, heart disease is the #1 killer in Australia and around the world, and it's not just a problem of old men, it's a problem right across our society, as Shane's story tragically tells us. And we do a pretty good job in our society with some things like pap smear, mammogram, even prostate for men, but heart health just isn't there, and we need to do so much more to raise awareness about heart health and getting those heart risk factors checked as we're doing here with the Heart Health Station. So it's a really important thing across our society around the world, and we're just so proud to be here supporting the Shane Warne Legacy and Shane's family to raise awareness today.
Jason, it must be overwhelming to see, you know how loved your brother was and of course still is, but to see, you know, the kind of response that we've seen already to this, because people want it to mean something.
Yeah, look, it's been absolutely amazing, and Shane always was a big believer that everything happens for a reason, and if through his tragic loss becomes a huge win for society, where, you know, if that's what we get, if that's the reason for his passing, that a lot of other people get to spend a lot more time with their families through the awareness of this and getting their hearts checked and not being in that same position where they're caught out unexpectedly, then that's going to be a huge win. Yeah,
indeed. Keith and Jason, we're so happy to grateful that you guys are giving your time to talk to us about this. It can't be easy, of course, coming to the MCG of all places, such a special place as well. How proud are you as Dad to see that this is part of what Shane's legacy will be?
Yeah, look, it's been fantastic. Arriving this morning, walked in about 10 to 9, walked around the ground, and there's all these Sisu health stations with queues lining up to get checked, which to me is well, it's what it's all about. Shane always wanted to make a positive difference to everybody, and this is one way that Shane Warne Legacy can do that. People need to be aware of their health, and as you said before, we tend not to go to doctors, especially the male population, and it being the biggest killer for males in Australia, heart disease, so it's something that we are very proud to be behind and getting support that we're getting. The partnership between Cricket Australia and Sisu Health and the Shane Warne Legacy is fantastic. And it's already proven today. There's been over 1,500 tests done today. I think it takes our total to maybe 14,000 altogether or thereabouts. So we're looking forward to reaching that 23,000 for this year. I think we should do it.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. Impressive numbers here that we're seeing on the screen of total tests completed already. Jason, back to you again. What about, you know, medicine and science being where it is now? A 4-minute test is all it takes.
Absolutely. So one of the great tragedies about Shane is that people don't need to die of heart disease in this era. And blood pressure, cholesterol, glucose, these are very treatable conditions that are direct risk factors for heart disease and heart attack. We've got great medicines that have been around for decades. So it is largely a preventable disease. So getting people aware of their risk factors and then going to their GP to get these things followed up, treated if necessary, is so important.
Jason, I know you guys talk a lot about wanting to do, you know, a lot more in Warnie's name. Tell us a bit about how much he did for people that people, you know, the public don't know about.
It was endless. It really was. And, you know, I'm sure these guys have done exactly the same. The hospital visits to sick kids and, you know, whether it's someone who needs to start their cancer treatment and don't want to start without their, you know, their favourite player being there to hold their hand and, you know, going in and doing that. Whether it's, you know, helping to raise money or out of his own pocket to help people do what they need to do for their own health. Whether it's going to try and put a smile on their face in Sri Lanka after the tsunami or down at where there's been bushfires, you know, he was always doing something. So we wanted to continue that, and we wanted to, as a part of his legacy, we wanted to continue to help people. And, you know, we were thinking long and hard about it, and Helen Noel and Andrew Neofitu thought this would be something that would be very fitting for it, which we all agreed with. And, you know, then talking to Victor Chang Institute and Sisu Health, and we've ended up here, and I think it's a really good space to continue his work.
Yeah, no doubt about it. JL, you done the test? How'd you find it?
Oh, it was so simple. That's the first thing. Hopefully I'll talk to the doc in a minute to make sure I'm going okay. But it was very simple, and yeah, look, it's a no-brainer for men and women around Australia to get tested.
And it's not something to be scared of, is it, to get it done? It's easy to do, but, you know, people get scared of what might be the results, but that's a key message as well, isn't it?
Nothing to be scared of. I mean, these factors are all treatable now. There's things we can do. So really it's your own health, and it's your family's health. We all need to know our numbers and get heart health tested because it's a preventable disease.
What would Warnie think of this?
I'd be very proud to know. I think Jason hit the nail on the head. Like he lived his life to try and help others and make others better, and that's what he was all about. Whether it was his close family or his close friends, he was always trying to find ways to put a smile on someone's face and make their day that little bit better. So for him to be able to sit back and look down on us and see this and realise that there's 15,000 or 14,000 tests done already, and I reckon by the end of the week we might have that close to that 23,000 that you're after with the awareness that's raised this week and the people that even come to the game. You know, we'll get a few thousand a day that come to the game and do these tests, and you know, he'll be looking down with a big smile on his face, really proud of what he and the Shane Warne Legacy are doing for society in Australia.
No doubt about it.
The other thing is, as Keith said, Warnie was a real Aussie bloke. That's why we all loved him. And often Aussie blokes don't get tested or don't get to the doctor. So to all the Aussie blokes out there and the ladies out there, like I said, it's a no-brainer. Get yourself checked for your and your family's sake.
And his 3 beautiful kids are here as well, spreading the message. That must make you proud.
Very proud. It's Shane to be super proud of them because they've stood up, they've handled things so well. I wanted to pick one of them out, but Jackson has just excelled himself the way he's presented himself. And Brooke and Summer are doing what they can too. They're well behind it. And as they've said, if Dad had had one of these tests, then maybe he'd be here today.